Just for testing toy. His coin got stuck in the machine.
Away from that grace to overpressure, if I say forgiven, overcoming the hidden. If I want to fire me, I give them fire. Only my hypocrites, only the localists. I don't know what the part of this. Saying come down, Saturday. You can give us some kind of love. Some kind of love. Divina mutendenda tulibekalijo katulibejela sibwela kuno divina mutendenda tulibekalijo katulibejela sibwela kuno dileke maruma 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 dieni tisiye maruma 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 utapasta ni hule ni ruma uti eti pawa kwa ya kumo ni ruma uti kabobora ni kawana ni ruma utane bani mfuiti ni ruma uti mkazi anamutawa ni ruma uti anamtosa nchito ni ruma Motoni wakalito ni wakalito kuna kutiwa anachitata kuti madali nichikuba beta kuti hebe alipa kuti ine mukuti izoniza kuti hebe alimukuti inani Motoni wakalito away from that grace to overpressure, if I say forgiven, overcoming the hidden. If I want to fire me, I give them fire. Only my hypocrites, only the localists. I don't know what the part of this. Saying come down, stuff of this. It can give us some kind of love. Some kind of love. Divina mutendenda tulibekalijo katulibejela sibwela kuno divina mutendenda tulibekalijo katulibejela sibwela kuno dileke maruma dieni tisiye maruma utapasta ni hule ni ruma uti eti pawa kwa ya kumo ni ruma uti kabobora ni kawana ni ruma utane bani mfuiti ni ruma uti mkazi anamutawa ni ruma uti anamtosa nchito ni ruma Afuna kuti wakuti anachitata kuti magari nichikubacha beta kuti hebe aliba kuti ine makuti izoniza kuti hebe aliba kuti inani Solo. Thank you. Back up, we say. We like together. Oh, you. Thank you, one more Tani Baba, Leo Tani Baba. Tani Baba, Leo Tani Baba. Mena kita basaka Tani Baba. Oni tolera Tani Baba. Tani Baba. Ola lana e basaka Tani Baba. Leo Tani Baba, Leo Tani Baba. Leo Tani Baba, Leo Tani Baba. Mena kita basaka Tani Baba. Oni tolera Tani Baba. Tani Baba. Ola lana e basaka Tani Baba. But some Saga,
Oti kuno.
Aguardia, não podia coisa com maior, não tem.
Ah, mas bom dia, mas
Ele bueno, sumona kuna ina kuna kama
siku yonda ya ichukua na prevalence.
ma problem yachinji mwe mole mera.
Kuna kuma problems sana kutika bana kulira kunyumba kuti mami kamkwele steni mami alikuti na papata.
Ya kanile poli mpeka patonda.
Wale la chile ina maana please.
Wende kuti munga so.
Kusinga kuma kupanga ma mistakes maona sama ni londo twende tape kunyumba.
Alondoleni.
Na mama mwekani wakamba.
Wenda mafuta sana hapo.
No, simple. Malondoleni.
Kana something kwa kosa kanga wena kwa katika.
Wewe sana muzika something of this come kabaje mdala malondoleni.
Wewe nikani kabaje kwa
Dola maninjo. Ameke chini. Please ni londo letana.
Alondoleni.
Usakambira panja. Kuma kupanga ma mistakes sometimes.
Lebe ni pishi la panja na ndio pishi la nganda.
Sasa tukambe kwa nyumba. Kunya. Kafungu. Ni baba ya moto wa mama.
Adishani.
Hello.
Hey. Natwingira. Bakisa bachandagazia.
Shive. I'm trying to reach. If you can reach, I'm available to my phone.
Mwami.
I'm available to my phone.
Tabalengira.
Hey, that way, shishi.
Bebe ni bengire.
We get, you know. That way, singachali shupo kuingira. Walakuwa abantu batuma amafoni first. Wakazia shishive. Nishibatumine phone apa pakati. I don't know where he is. Ashinga bachiri kunanika kuma practices yapo. Let me see if I can.
Practices baya kwa every day.
So, just on a different topic. Bana nikani hapa. Binwa Mpundu. Why is he always a menace in parliament?
That is his identity. He has chosen that to be his identity. Yeah. He finds it fun because now no one takes him seriously. Because that's his identity now. So instead of being very reasonable and constructive in parliament, he's just so controversial. He's chosen that to be his identity now.
Oh man, that's really embarrassing for an MP because there are people that they stand behind him and saying some unpalatable words like that in parliament. I was shocked. I was like, and I think he enjoys that. You know, got parliament. You know, whereby they
enjoys it. He has decided to make that his identity. But it's very sad.
Yeah, that's very sad. Very sad. Very sad. Actually. Very sad.
He can do better than that.
Oh yeah, he can do better than that. You know, and he started the movement, the Chava, whatever.
Especially as a lawmaker. As a lawmaker, supposed to lead by example. But saying those type of words. I'm
like,
yeah.
I'm like, this person, is he just saying it just because of is it entertainment now? Is parliament become an entertainment ground or a place where you just get follower? What's his mission? Really? I don't think he's that short-sighted or somebody who's that short-tempered. Whereby when somebody makes a comment that you don't agree with, you automatically, outer some. I'm really surprised.
Our lawmakers are not serious. We need a regulatory body for some of these guys because they go to parliament thinking that is just a playground there. Supposed to be serious about it. They are not serious.
They're not, eh?
Yeah.
I swear to God, they're not. Seriously. Because if they were, we wouldn't be even talking about this because
they need to be held accountable when they make such stupid statements.
Yes.
But they get away with anything because when they're in parliament, you cannot be prosecuted for anything. So that's why they take advantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
also they're enjoying that immunity.
The immunity in parliament, you can say anything, in South, do anything, nobody can sue you. But there should be an in-house mechanism of disciplining MPs to be reasonable while in parliament. That's not a drama flow for you to start talking nonsense. They should be serious about it.
Yes.
Not just that uttering such type of words in the parliament, on the floor of parliament. And then because you are protected by parliamentary immune system immunity. You know? It's not good.
Yeah, that is so weird. That is so weird. That is so weird. And I felt when what he was in when he was in parliament sitting as one of those people that people actually have voted for somebody to go and represent them and to create or maybe to lobby for developmental projects. You spend the whole time in parliament just arguing with people. I'm like, there are my issues here development in constituency. That's why people don't seek development in your constituency, because every time you go to parliament, the only thing you're thinking about is how I'm going to attack my next minister or my next opponent. You're not thinking about developmental issues now. If he claims to say he wants to be a leader,
and right now, the general public, the general populace, if you ask them about MPs, they just say, those guys are useless. They just go there to say, yeah. There's nothing. They get money, they get Land Cruisers, and that's it. So they're not taken seriously anymore because of that type of behavior. You know, I've seen so many drama jokes about MPs. When they go there, they just go to say yeah and then sleep, and that's it. So
that's it.
Yeah, it's that type of character who tarnish the image of that important house.
Well, it's pretty much weird, because you would expect people like Binu Mpundu, since he has been in parliament for years, to at least level up and be that voice that people are looking for. Not now he's misrepresenting himself. Really misrepresenting himself, because a lot of individuals are questioning like his leadership qualities. Can he be a president in the next coming 10 years? In the next coming 20 years? Or he's just going to be a
Bino has lost it. Bino has lost it. He's frustrated. He has lost the will to be a leader in future. The guy who thinks straight is Kangombe.
Kangombe?
Kangombe, yeah.
Power on.
What do you think about Kangombe?
So, Kangombe is a shining example of the young people in parliament. He doesn't talk like that. He doesn't talk like Binwell, like garbage type of talk. Kangombe is very thoughtful in his way of doing things in parliament. And that's why, even if he's an independent, the UPND has embraced him. Because the boy talks sense. But Binwell started okay, but now He has just lost it.
Sometimes when you start something and then you hold yourself back. I mean, sometimes people, I think maybe they're saying that maybe he was just testing the waters to see, will people follow me or would whatever. But look, 100 people can follow you. Same thing with Brand Mundubile. When he came out of court, there were a lot of people there.
Yeah,
But
he should have
but
used that opportunity to relay the message of his plans. But he, instead of using that platform, because that video went almost viral. So it goes viral with no message. But
there was no message.
why they tell it anyway? That type of talks. It doesn't help you as a candidate, It doesn't help you as a candidate to relay your message to the supporters. You're supposed to delay. That's an opportunity. You have all the media there watching you. You're supposed to actually look at what Mandela did when he was released. Maybe Mwaliava Chibati. 1990, first speech of Mandela. When he came out of prison, Robin Hood Island, people were thinking he's going to talk about bitterness and all that. He just brought a reconciliation thing, a message out of it. Never wasn't bitter. And that's when people realize, oh my God, we have a leader here. Yeah. Straight from prison, he started preaching unity and reforming South Africa. And that was good. That was very, very nice. Some people are crying because they didn't expect those words from him. They thought he's going to punish the white people and all that type of thing. Yeah. But he didn't do it. That's the Mandela we know. Soba Mundubile. He had a platform, but instead of using a platform to relay a good message about his candidature, he just bombed it with the Neshtinya. Who said, and everything that people do, they attribute it to HH. If you're breaking the law, nothing to do with HH.
Yeah, it's about that's the misconception in the our own system here. But everybody is saying like, look, whatever happens, it's HH. Now HH.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the concept of backward.
Yeah, they're just they don't have anything to say, so they attribute everything to HH. At the mosquito, I have a sumat HH.
Mosquito yours. Yeah. Actually, ngipisha tilingi. Lingi ta inistyle mwana kapana kane. Kale atilingi ligwisa. Ni tilingi takale mwana.
Pali picture na Mundubile. Na chia one link doesn't just as a Facebook thing.
Yeah.
The link is there where there's Mundubile's picture.
So everybody, if you're listening,
doesn't have the link.
Only Mundubile's picture, that's where the link is.
Mundubile capture so what? Mundubile chan here color picture here. Link ile Bombay.
That's what it is. So the link is on the picture.
A picture under the picture kwa Mundubile.
Hopefully you can join. Vachitumba, everybody else asking how to join. That's where it is. That's where the link is. I wish I can just get out and then show people, but that's the way it is. That's where equally links.
Nachimona ine nachiclick ngapambi pachisa via Facebook.
Okay.
Imbita ile showing a link, yeah.
Oh.
They are right. Even me, I went somewhere and then it didn't show anything. It was just showing a Facebook something.
Okay.
When I clicked Pi in behind the Mundubile's picture, that one worked.
Mm-hmm.
The link that's working is the one under Mundubile.
Okay, let me even try to repost it again. Let me see.
Mundubile's picture.
Let me post it again. Let me post it again. I did? Yeah, I think so.
But the other ones are empty.
Oh, they're empty?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is empty. Okay.
But I'm watching to me that join.
Yeah.
Then I went to the other one,
Okay. While I'm doing this, can you share with the people that you can share with? I'm just trying to figure out. Let me see.
You can post a new one. And then share it with them.
Okay, Bakalinda is here. I think Bakalinda's found it. Bakalinda, you found it? Hello, Bakalinda.
Yes, I found it finally.
It's under Mundubile's picture.
Oh, how do I know that? Looking at that big head, that's the link. Please. Oh my God.
The big head.
Yeah, looking at that big head, really.
At that big head.
That big empty head, honestly. How was I supposed to know? You know, but here I am, regardless.
Yeah, no, we were just getting into I think Vakazia is having a problem. Hold on, go ahead. Let me just talk to Vakazia. I think he's having a problem as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should just be posting one.
Hey, Doc, how is Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico is nice. Tonight I'm gonna watch Jennifer Lopez.
You have tickets to go see J-Lo. Okay.
She's retired.
That's nice.
She sings just for leisure.
Oh, that's wonderful. Where is it gonna be? At that hotel you took us?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That'll be nice.
There's also Boys to Men.
Oh, okay.
They are old now. They are not.
That should be fun. They're what? They're meant to old men.
They are meant.
Are they meant to the elderly?
They are meant to grandfathers.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Perfect. Just like the doctor ordered.
Are you winning the cup too?
Oh, don't worry about it. That's not even going to be a topic under consideration tonight. But I'll just sing a special song.
If you don't win this season, forget it.
Oh my goodness. Wait. This is gonna be our time. I'm telling you.
We are giving it to you. We
This is gonna be out.
We are beating your opponents for you.
Oh no, that's not happening, and you know it. I know it.
We are
At
giving
least
it,
this
giving it to you on the spot.
season, we are guaranteed. We are guaranteed at least 3 cups this season. Just watch this space.
Oh my God.
Guaranteed 3 cups.
You are too optimistic.
Oh no. We are guaranteed 3 cups.
I like your optimism.
Well, that's how we roll as Arsenal fans. That's how we roll. We are guaranteed cups. Championship coming to the Emirates. Oh my goodness. Just you watch this space.
I like your optimism.
Yeah?
Your optimism
Oh
is good.
yeah. No, I know that we are winning. No doubt about it.
Okay.
So the win tomorrow just boost us to win all these other cups. I mean, just look at the matches we have left. And the team that we're going to be competing against. Look at Liverpool losing to who are they playing today? Brighton. Beat Liverpool today by 2-1. Think about that. Let's think about that. Yeah. And for Arsenal, we find a way. We always find a way. So don't worry about us. We will do what we do best, and that's winning. We heard them crying at Dylan that Airbridge has scored again. One call from Mateta, he said, wow, F Tottenham, I'm a gooner now.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. So, so just you wait. We are coming for the and Newcastle is out of contention. I don't know what happened. That embarrassing showing they gave us last week. Oh, come on. So just leave it to the architects of set pieces and how to win games. Do it in style. Corner kicks and all. all are going to be in play. So we are winning.
Okay.
I know that, you know that, the world know that. So I don't even know why we are.
We have heard that story before.
Why are we having this discussion? I mean, in December it was, well, let's wait at the end of the month. We waited, nothing happened. And then in January, it was wait at the end of January. Then in January, they said, oh, definitely in February. And here we are in March. Oh, come on. You're telling me you've heard the story before? I don't think so. This is a different season. This is a different team. And we have the quality to go all the way to win the league, beat Man City tomorrow in the Carabao Cup, win, we get to the finals, beat whoever we're going to be playing in the finals for the FA Cup, and so is the UEFA. Just you wait. I can't wait.
Fantastic. Vanille, I think Mandin, mwata wino kuleteria shida wa Arsenal because the ball opportunity ball na ibipa. I'm sorry for all the other players or teams, but Arsenal nice kapalevo ibi. Nice kapalevo levo ya kwa we can. But in any case, let's talk about why we're here for.
All right.
We're here for, of course, the Redtagmedia channel, if you're broadcasting live from Ontario, Canada. We got our very own media expert, Vakalinda, from the US, and we got Dr. Danny, who's always lounging, enjoying himself in the Caribbean and enjoying the, Puerto Rican side. But
Oh yes, he's going to Zambia with a Latina woman. Just you wait.
hey, why not? Why not? If you're gonna spend that long in a certain area, of course.
Hola, hola, gracias. Bueno. No, bueno.
Bueno.
Bueno dia.
Buenos dias.
Now, guys, let's get into the politics. Mundubile was arrested. He was trying to get out of the country. Okay, he was trying to, go somewhere and disclose location, but the intelligence immediately he reached the airport. The intelligence flagged him and stopped him from flying out of the country. Now, this is not something new. It's always been happening to politicians, especially this period of time. And
are you sticking to that story, Bachlusia?
I think.
Are you sticking to that story?
No. I'm not sticking to anything. I'm just giving the overview of things.
What? Okay. All right.
So I'm just giving you the overview of things.
That's your overview. Is that a fact?
I haven't finished.
The question is that a fact, though? Is that a fact?
No, I haven't finished. So allegedly, he was trying to go outside the country to go and source some sort of money and stuff like that from certain sources. Allegedly, he's been talking to certain individuals, certain influencers outside the country. And there is also another case that is tagged with, which borderlines on hate speech. Now, this case is about a page called Munyaule. And this is a page that, has been responsible to a lot of, unverified information, posting unverified information on social media, trying to depict maybe any government official or the president in a bad light. So it's believed that the guy that was running the administrator for that page, once he was questioned, he said, "Oh, the person that's giving me the money is coming from this guy to do this." Okay, so that's another case. So the overview, that's the overview. So there's a case going outside, there's a case within the country. Where are we now? Since Bakalinda, you're in the media circles, you must know about the Munyaule thing and all that stuff. Munyaule page.
Here's what I'm going to say. Getting out of just from the word go, I'm gonna rubbish the case about him going to meet any financials outside the country. The case that looks plausible for me is the one where he's being implicated by the person who is running that money. What's his Munyaule, page, something Chanda, him, funding him to print, essentially lies. Isn't that the some page that had printed not too long ago the president in a coffin? Let's not forget that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's the same page, yeah.
That's the same page. So with that being said, the police have been investigating. And they got to him. In the end, upon interrogation, he implicated Mundubile. To me, that makes more sense than Mundubile going to meet ECL's funders. Because first off, Mundubile is nowhere near near ECL's, or as he used to say, Mundubile didn't used to drink with the ECL. That's in ECL language. I don't drink with that. Yes, they didn't drink with Mundubile. Didn't drink with ECL. And everybody has been saying it in the country. When he used to go for the funeral, he wasn't even one of those invited to go and view his body. He wasn't even allowed to meet the Lungu family. So who is he now to leave the country to go and meet ECO's supposedly imaginary funders? Let's not build ourselves where things are not even there. Just let's add 1 + 1 together. Makebi Zoo sounds plausible. Mundubile, that story of him leaving the country to go meet funders, supposedly from ECL's camp, is far-fetched. The story about him being implicated in a Facebook page depicting the president in a coffin sounds more plausible to me than nothing else. Who is that one?
I want to write. I think about Dania coming in twice. Yeah, I think that's happening there. So,
Yeah,
I don't know whether he wants to get on a different.
Probably. Yeah. So that to me sounds more plausible than Mundubile just being stopped from nowhere.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hear you.
Perfect.
So that sounds to me.
Go
ahead, Doc.
From a phone to a laptop.
Okay. So to me, I end there. Mundubile is a non-starter. But of utmost importance to me is the palatable language that he used, directed at the president. To me, with that language, it doesn't show him presidential. You don't become presidential by insulting or being disrespectful to the president. That's not how you do it.
Okay.
I end there.
What's your opinion on Bamwami?
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Amami, are you there?
I'm fine, and how are you?
Good.
Nachari Chimego. Nachari Chimego. What's a Chimego?
Sana.
Chimego.
Explain it to the people that don't know. Me, I know.
Ichimego.
Ichimego.
Oh, good. Good. Anu ulili ndo.
Hey, language ya university.
Chimego.
Even boarding school language is the same thing.
Where monks will share 1 egg, 5 of them. Boiled egg.
Brand.
Anyway, for me, I already talked about Mundubile. He was given a nice platform. That was a good platform he had. But he should have used the way Mandela used this platform when he was released from Robben Island. Instead of being bitter, whatever, just be calm and then deliver your message, a positive message about your leadership qualities. And people will get the message loud and clear. He had an opportunity to do that, to actually pull the crowd by really talking to the Zambian people about what he was going to do despite these so-called persecutions. He should have used that platform to explain what he wants to do and why Zambian people should choose him and not the other. But instead, he just messed it up. He used the same Lungu, Kampiongo, and what's this guy, the people that are incarcerated right now. So all of them use the same language. I don't know whether they think that's a line which they let Lungu left with them. Chintinya. Everyone is Chintinya. I don't know whether they are following the roots or the guidance from the late Lungu. But it doesn't really sync well with people, very serious Zambians that are looking for a leader. That is typical PF type of language. Typical. They have not changed. That's it. That's all I can say. They are still, what can I say, rough and always want confrontation and fighting and all that type of thing. That's typical PF word, and people don't like to hear that again. Now,
I can echo the same sentiments. But Danny, this issue of the PF will never die, because whether they move from PF, they go to a different party, they go to a different situation, they go to or use a different umbrella, their messaging is always the same.
Fight.
And the messaging is always about fighting. It's always about causing confusion. It doesn't matter. They can move from to say, oh, I'm FDD, I'm whatever, I'm now this, I'm that. It's the same thing. That's how they know that's their politics. They don't have that advantage, because here's the thing. Politics in the last 10 years, 20 years in Zambia has actually evolved. And they are behind. They are like 20 years behind. And I always tell people, like, look, if you're a Patriotic Front member or official, just know you're 20 years behind the current politics of Zambia. Because the current politics of Zambia, most people now are well informed, and they're looking for solutions. They're looking for ideas. They're looking for progressive implementations that an individual can say, oh, when I come, this is what the current government is doing. But when I come, I want to build A, B, C, D. Something that's going to give us a wow. Right? If you remember in history, before we moved from one party state to multi-party state, everybody was looking for that wow. And it came from one individual called Frederick Chua. And when Frederick Chua came on the scene, being a unionist, he said that, look, we're in Zambia, he just used simple terms. He didn't even complicate things, stuff. He just used the local language to touch the people of Zambia. To say, to take a chalo. He was giving examples, because he was a trade unionist, union leader. He said, look, if Kumaini, but that time the mining were not working. Because that's how good the mining sector was at that time. And you can imagine that the copper belt is the copper belt because people from different sectors of the country went to live in the copper belt. There's nobody that I've never known who say, my grandfather didn't work in the mines. All our grandparents, my grandparents, they moved all the way from Kasama to work in the mines. You see? So that's how good and the condition of services were. There were good condition of service. It was good and everything was well documented and done. And people now, they've got no idea on how they're going to counteract. I don't know. Yes. I've never had any better idea from He was failing to talk on TV the other day. I don't even know how many political leaders we have in this country anyway.
Just to interject there, Just to interject,
Go ahead.
there's this thing like Ularie. You see? The coffee, you know, all that
The
is
violence.
violence. Ularie. Na pungane coffee. The other one has got a hand that is folded. A hand that is ready for a handshake. Not one.
Ularie, ularie, ularie. Ooh, ooh.
You know, mwana one joker ni njoka. That's what I would say. Nothing good can come out of PF. Mwana one joker ni njoka. You can't change a baby of a snake to a cow. Everything that PF was is still planted in the members. Ularie. Who wants that? Violent. You come out of cells, like you have put it. The man was supposed to explain why, give us a simple reason as to why he was called, and maybe be mature. Say these are, you can use the word persecution, but to sound like he will be more violent. In fact, it's not Hakainde who arrested him. It's the law. Hakainde was not anywhere close to that. It's just the law. I wish he had said, you constitution, you're going to see when I come out. But he's targeting an individual. The whole lawyer even goes so low to think that it's the president who arrested him. Unless maybe the president has an upper hand over the police to say, go and arrest that one, go and arrest that one. Is it even proven that the president can sink so low to go and tell the police, go and arrest that one? I'm here to seek a clarification on this one, because everyone says Hakainde is the one arresting them. Hakainde is the one arresting them. Is there a concrete evidence to say the president has sent a message to police, say, go and arrest this one and that one? If that can't be proved, then it's perjury, it's lies. They are telling lies, and they need to be prosecuted for the lies they are telling, because they are creating unnecessary tension. They are damaging the image of the president to, like, say he's one president who just wants to lock up his opponents. Where is the proof that Hakainde is the one behind the arresting of Mundubile? Without that evidence, he can even be cited. Say you're accusing the president of doing something that he has not done. PF, anyway, like Kamburi said, if they don't win, like they are not winning this year, that will be the end. They will go down memory lane. That there was once a party called PF. Once a party called PF.
Ularie, ularie, ularie.
Ularie. Ularie. Hey, watch Rufia. Ularie. Ularie. Let me even show you. Let me even show you how they do it. Ularie. 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 Come on. Ularie.
You know, but Hamwami, you know, that's a symbol. You know, the region. In fact, let me tell you one thing. Originally, what Michael Sata envisioned, the symbol was supposed to be a liberating symbol of a feast that they used even in the United States, time of Martin Luther King, for liberation of, yes. That was the original idea.
Oh.
Now, if you look at now, you know, what they turned into it became from, you know, so sort of a well-known, you know, feast to say we're standing together as Black people to let's fight. So that's why, you know, this patriotic front, they have different phases. The first patriotic front that had Michael Sata was a well-known, you know, a party where people can understand that they can know where it's going, and the vision was there. But immediately Sata died, that vision died with him. And then one individual came up and said, look, let's start beating up people so that they listen to us. Okay? They changed it into a feast. From a liberation movement feast to a feast to fight. So it changed. And that's why people were paraded with all these weapons, bangas, and stuff like that people have known all this time, because it changed. The meaning changed. Okay? According to the leaders that took over after Michael Sata. So that's where the confusion is. And but if you look at the current symbol of the UPND, our party, we're saying, look, we're giving you a hand.
Yes.
Shake our hand. That's it. Shake us. Let's work together. And that's why you're seeing a lot of member of parliaments, councillors joining the UPND. Well, we'll talk about that, and so many other issues.
So
But
basically, you're saying that PF is meant to induce fear in people. Then, out of fear, they think they can rule Zambians.
Yes, that's the PF of ECO and the rest of the gang. To them, even the language, you can even tell by the way they talk, the way they move, the way they do things. It's the same. You can even tell, like it's like copy and paste. Like they're saying the same things. You can ask anybody. They'll tell you, oh, all right, blah. But bakamba language more. Even Wachimba Kambwiri, anybody, excuse me, anybody, even Wachimba Kambwiri, him, when he goes on media, his thing is he has a speciality that he has, or a speciality that they employed him to do. And we all know what it is. If you look at, I don't know which, it's so sad that we had individuals who were big giants like, GBM, but because of certain affiliations, business, the ties that they had with the PF, they had to leave a progressive party to go and join a party that was dying. Like, look, if you could have just waited, same thing in our just chill, relax, But look, anyway, let's talk about the PF defecting to the UPND. I think this is something that's trending right now. A lot of PF members, ministers, councillors are in numbers, councillors in numbers are defecting to the UPND. Why?
Why are they defecting? Any normal person has seen the way in which the current government is ruling the country. You can see where we're coming from and clearly see where we are going. The writing currently is on the wall, because if you look at the numbers, just numbers, they are not lying. There are more pupils in school. There are more business opportunities now. The mining sector is opening up. More borders are opening up. Even now, as we speak, the economy has gone 24 hours. More jobs will be created. In fact, it's not more jobs, it's more shifts. There are certain companies that work on targets. Maybe a product is to be delivered in the morning. Imagine they knock off at 17 hours. Then 6 hours, a truck is coming to load that product at some industry. and people are starting work at 7 hours. Look at how the economy stagnates that way. But now it means that if people can work in the night, commerce will take place in the night. By the time people are coming for work at 7 hours, they are waiting for another truckload to come and get something from one warehouse to take to another place. That way, there will be more jobs created. So when the MPs see that, it's the only place to go to is UPND. And even when they look at their constituencies, the people now, like you are saying, people have changed their way of looking at things. No one wants to be violent in Zambia. Ulaye. This is not the time. Those politics are, did you say 22 years ago? Whatever
20 years ago.
Those are Stone Age politics. People now in Zambia want facts. Do you have facts to challenge someone? No. If you don't have, keep quiet. If someone is ruling the country well, they are ruling well. And, you know, the goodness is we are able to compare. It's not our fault that we can compare. PF made a mistake by leaving mistakes that we're able to see now. They did not bury their mistakes. They left them open and we're able to see, and we can compare to say, oh, these guys, they chewed the Eurobond. These guys failed to service the debt. These guys failed to pay at United Nations. These guys removed meal allowances. Now, that was in public domain. And now, HH in public domain has made sure that those things are changed. And the news is all over. Who in their normal mind would not want to support UPND right now? Even those people we are seeing, they are being paraded wherever PF is holding whatever they call as a rally. Those are just bought, hungry street people. Deep down their hearts, they know very well that UPND is the light of the day. I yield.
Dr. Danny, what is your thing on the current situation?
The defections, one, Mwami has really stated what I wanted to install my words, but right now, every Zambian we talk to, one way or the other, has been impacted positively by the UPND government's changes or way of leading the country. One way or the other. You hear, no, my niece was unemployed for 10 years and now is a nurse. She's posted. Some are teachers, some are going national service, some are going Zambia Air Force. So many families have been impacted positively by this regime. The women in the village, the cash for work, there's old ladies, they love it. They now, they just used to sit down doing nothing the whole day. Now you go to the village, my friend, they look forward to going to the road and go and do something and then get paid somehow. They're active. The village population now is active. I know they're saying 400, is it 400, 600 is not enough, but it is making the population active and they love it. I always talk to my cousin in the village. The women feel empowered, empowered. They say they give them at two buffalo. I don't know. I don't know what buffaloes are. Hey, two buffalo for whatever. But the opposition are saying, no, you're abusing old people, you're doing what? No. The bridges are being repaired by the local people. The roads are being maintained by the local people. And then they pay them a little bit of it. People love it. They love it. The opposition say, you're abusing people. No, you're abusing old people. No. Those old people feel very empowered to get at two buffalo, whatever they call it.
What abuse? What are you talking about in terms of abuse? Like, I don't understand.
You haven't heard the opposition say you're abusing the old people.
No,
Cash for work. They said, what is it? You can't even buy this. It's very little.
look.
They said
Cash for work is one of the most progressive, policies that the UPND has done, because if you look at how advantageous it is right now, most people, in fact, most of the elderly people that they got no any muscle to work, they got nothing to do,
Yeah.
getting through that system. Okay.
But talk to the opposition. You hear what they will tell you. They will tell you that you should pay them $10,000 each.
We got your brother here. Wagazia has joined. Wagazia, you got something to say?
He's gonna tell you, no, you're abusing them. What is $600? What's 600 kwacha? That's the opposition talk.
Wagazia pomuli.
Epo ndi wachanda.
Mwaise ni wani?
Mkwa, kuti waseka, the way vadani vapanga narrative yavo, vambano kuilanda tifu mutwarelanda. It is very sad. Like I'm going to say ABCD. Me no, I haven't even opened my mouth. Already saying what he thinks I'm going to say.
No. He wasn't saying you. He was just saying the opposition. He didn't mention
when you said Wakazia has joined, he said he is going to say this. So if on this but anyway, the country in the panga narrative, we have no discuss what you want to learn. You want to have believer of believer. This is what they're saying, because in a land they have $10,000. Never paid in a for at I want to that work have a push $10,000. A mupambana tolo. You see, they what people have said and what me I would prefer is not to use the old people, but we use it for the youth. We use the skills, that money that is being paid, cash for it, but we take it to the youth under a very properly regulated framework with the Ministry of Higher Education or Ministry of Community Development, whichever ministry is there, but it targets the youth, not ababomba. In an abomba, I started retire. Na pension in there for that. Masala ndato cash for work na mpango msego mwana bikira pona shini. I think that is the discussion that is there. There's nobody who is saying that, oh, don't give them cash for work. It's a model that the government, they are using the old people. And the others, they prefer that this same model, which is a good model, can target the youth. That is how I understand it. But if you have done Varela and someone has said it in opposition, maybe one question I am into within the opposition leaders who have said what he has just said. But I don't think that is correct. But it is politics. People play politics and they create things that are not there, and they assign what they are saying to other people.
No, I think what Danny was trying to put out or point out is this: they are certain programs aside from cash for work that individuals like the elderly women, people who are disabled, can access certain funds through government systems. Now, if you recall, not too long ago, during the Patriotic Front regime, people, especially the blind, people who are disabled and stuff like that, they were only getting between 300 to 400 kwacha. But this government has increased that money to over 1,500 plus, right? So that's where we're looking at. Those are the issues that we're tapping into. Okay, so abantu abakote, people who are disabled, visually impaired, everybody, they fall in that category, and they are able to come on TV and say, look, if we to sometimes they 12 for this month, my daughter but that was only for 400 or 500 kwacha. They were getting 350 kwacha. But this time around, this current government were able to get impia over 1,000. You see what I'm saying? So those are the developmental programs and projects that I plus. Okay? To the local people. Anywhere, go and ask. They will tell you that as we're getting money. Tulafola. Go and ask. Kabiye ni kusamvya. Mkepushi. Kabiye ni kumpulungu. Mkepushi. Kabiye ni kumansa. Kabiye ni kuna kuwengwa. Mkepushi. Bakamyebe same thing, same language. Bakajawe bane. Bakateka baletusunga bwino because nabatika mishendalama. Nabatika mishendala indalama.
Can I say something? What is important is to be one, truthful and realistic with what we do. There is nobody getting 1,000 as a social cash transfer. There's nobody. 1,000. The minimum that is paid. The last time I checked was around 800. Yes, it was 500 But UPND came and increased by 300 to 800, which is okay. It's a good thing to do. But you must not overestimate and take things out of context. My context was, did I say you don't give social cash transfer? I said yes. The model that for me I would prefer is to target the same system when they pay the youths, not the odds, not Avakote. Avakote, they need social protection. When you look at social protection policies across the world, those are vulnerable groups who are taken care of by government, not to work. They've worked for 45, 50 years. Only that probably their savings or their pension system is unsustainable, cannot sustain them. Therefore, the government takes the ownership of looking after them. You target the youth. That is my view. So, okay, yes, we will give them money for free, we will give them, and it's a model which everybody is appreciating in Zambia, the way it is crafted. So it's good for you guys. We just see, let's see how sustainable it's going to be. That's the thing. You know, these models that we pick because of how we feel about something, to assume that what it, or even the money that we give them is money which is donor funded. But to pay in the Lama of Finland, that you're to pay our for that. Bam pay MP, what happens? Why is an individual? It's not a collective party. So who are this is what makes conversations difficult. Because you lump the entire political party system. That is what makes our people do even worse things. Because who are even 65 containers here, minister or UPND. UPND as a party of every day. It is a collection of people, maybe 5-7 people, from Ministry of Health. It's not the entire party. That was us in that on the entire party. I drove a UPND. We can this system to go to Rufia Nyangani Umo. I have a problem with that. But anyway, it is your show, you guys. You can say and do as you wish and be void of advice. Because dissenting views are there to help you reflect on the decisions that you've made. If the decisions you've made are correct and also today survive, you ignore us. But But if you think that there are points of reference which you can pick and use for the development of the country, then you use them. That is what I can say. But on this part, I think I submit.
All right, Rakalinda.
Here I am. And we're talking about Sunday Chanda and his group resigning from the PF and what attracted them to join UPND. I mean, it's very simple. Any reasonable person will know that, the attractions, you're talking about 2.5 million kids that, in any normal circumstance would be staying at home, but they're now in school and being fed. I mean, that's a good attraction to me. You're talking about
Rakalinda.
yeah.
Before we go to that topic, let's just close in on a previous speaker. He was talking about the idea or the principle in which social cash transfer now is better than it was in the PF government. And he's saying, for him, according to his words, it's not much better. But we've got data to prove to say social cash transfer is actually better than it was, and then we can go into, the other politics.
Oh, I thought we were already in. All right, I thought we were already in there. I'm sorry about that. Well, the social card, first off, let's just be honest with ourselves. The principles that work here will not work in Zambia. So I would like to say that this government did not throw a coin. They looked at the studies and picked the best model that worked for the Zambian system. And the Zambian system is that, look, you have elderly women that have never worked in their lives. They have no savings. They have no pension in their life. So if we are getting 800 kwacha, and you are living in the countryside or in the rural areas, that's enough money for you to buy at least a bag of meal at 230 kwacha, and then you can buy a bottle of cooking oil, and some sugar and some tea leaves, and be able to, sustain yourself for a month. So I would like to. I'd like to see actually that money increased. I don't know how they do it, but this government, I'm pretty sure, will find the money if they have to increase. If they can increase CDL from 1.5 million to 40 million, I think we can find the money for these elderly people, these disabled people who have no social safety network within our own country to at least, make a living. And those that, can work, yeah, go ahead and work for whatever they are paying them now. It's good for our roads being cleared every day. It's good for for the many community initiatives that they have going to be taken care of that way. I don't see any wrong with it. The only thing that I have issues is when you compare the system we have here. We can't just uproot the system that are happening here in the Western world and then plaster them in the Zambian condition, because those things are never gonna work.
Okay. Now you can go ahead and discuss the the other one.
Where was I before you interrupted me? I was talking about the 2.5 million kids that are now going to school and being fed. We are talking about students that have been, given meal allowance. We are talking about the civil service employing over 100,000, people. come on, and the list is endless. We have done the what's that? What's that road that's going to the copper belt? I usually forget that name. The Great North
No,
Road or whatever.
the defection.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what's attracting them because of all these news that we have.
Quenu.
Yeah, they're all news. Yes. Look at the the roads. Talk about the agriculture sector that's been getting reviews everywhere across the continent. We are producing so much maize for us to be able to actually, export to Malawi, the Congo DR, Kenya. Come on now. I mean, now a member of parliament, case in point, Kanchibia Sunday Chanda, can show us the projects that he has successfully implemented, not from his pocket, from that CDL. Yeah. So when you're talking about what's attracting these people to the UPND, it's exactly that. It's exactly that.
It is there.
Why are you going? Yeah. Why are you going to attach yourself to a party 2-3 months before the election? Hasn't even given you the guidelines of, first of all, who's going to run, and secondly, what are you running on? What is your policy?
I have a testimony.
Go ahead.
I have a testimony. Way back in 2015, on a youth day, this child, I was given a task to compose a speech for a pupil who was going to give his remarks at a youth day. So this pupil, in the speech, I wrote like, PF government, you promised the girl child free sanitary pads. Up to this date, they are not there. The child read out that. And after that, I was like, followed who wrote that speech? By then, the district commissioner who engineered that speech. Then I came forth and said, yeah, it's me. I'm the one who wrote it and gave the child to write it because I was a teacher of language. We usually do that. No, but don't you think that's a way of tarnishing the image? I said, no, it's not about tarnishing the image. These people, the girl child was promised that they will have free pads for them to attend school every now and again. Then these things have not come. So on a youth day, this girl child is complaining. I think I'm not wrong. I'll not apologize. Now, this government has come clear. Pads up with pupils now. Why shouldn't an MP? Why shouldn't an MP come to PF? I mean, why should the PF MP still hang on to a? Huh? Do you say the dead horse? The dead horse theory? Come on, PF is a dead horse. Are you?
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. And just to elevate the issue of pads, I know it doesn't affect us men, and it's not really a big deal for us. But look at this: sanitary pads through the government are now being distributed to secondary and primary schools. So this is an issue, that some parents maybe, or some families may not have the money, to buy those things. But if government can come, we even us as UPND US chapter, we did a program like that, where we selected a certain school and we donated stuff like that. So, but if the government itself takes up that initiative and does that all the time, that's a plus. Okay, so those are the reasons why now Sunday Chanda is one of those individuals that has been telling the rest of the opposition or his fellow opposition to say, look, you can actually be in the opposition, but work for the people. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, what are you doing? People of your constituency have selected you. Say, go and represent us. We want schools, we want this, we want that. And then when you go into parliament, you're not bringing any progressive ideas because you hate the person or the party in power. And who suffers? It's the people. They're suffering. So that's why people sometimes they say, we've never seen a minister, we've never seen our councillor, we don't know who he is, we don't know who they are. And at the end of the day, we don't see any development. Okay? So these are the issues, that bridges that. So Sanjay Chanda is one of those individuals that can say, let's bridge this thing. Okay? Defecting from the opposition, joining the UPND. I think it comes naturally. And I remember one time I even posted on my page, I was like, he was somewhere, I don't know where it was, but he was saying, where wale ati againde takabombe chikunyonge. You know, he composed the song, right? And everybody was like, where walenda, where wale ati againde ati Sunday takabombe chikunyonge. So look, he's seeing it, That's all you have to do. Just work. Like, you don't have to hold your hand and hold your or whatever it is, your opportunities or whatever, grab them for yourself and give. Work for the people of your, Bagazia. I'm a position you won't say now putting up UPND. A lot of members of parliament. Sunday Chandler's
Kwachala bakaziyo kuisa ku UPND numba.
Balingira secretly.
Okay.
Balingira secretly. Tabastana nika tafu kulanda.
Tafu kulanda. Okay. Welcome.
Balingira secretly. Bakazia. Where waleti Sunday takabombe chikunyonge where waleti akainde takateke chikunyonge.
You're practicing for 12 August.
Now, but obviously he's scared. He doesn't want to talk anymore.
Maybe we can move on to the next topic.
Yeah. So the next topic.
I can hear you.
So is we were calling for you. I even sang a song, but we're talking about Bakazi Basande Chanda joining the UPND. I don't know how you feel about the opposition members of PF joining the UPND.
He has left again.
Oh, anyway, fuel. Guys, I think this is something that's huge. We know that there's a war going on in the Middle East, and these are issues that actually have to be discussed in terms of economic sense, because we are going to see a spike in fuel prices, whether we like it or not. Zambia doesn't have reserves, that other countries have. And I think that the issue of reserve, I actually, talked about it some years back. I was like, look, most countries in the world, around the world,
Hello.
Hello.
So I was busy talking, but then I realized you were not hearing me when you were making false insinuations.
But
False.
Yes, false.
This is not a program for false information. What false
But when
information?
did I tell you that? When did I say I joined UPND? That is false. I've never told you that.
No. That was just
I'm not a member of the UPND.
That was
Please.
just a joking moment. That was just a joking moment.
That is good. Now, Watanda, let me talk about one or two things that were you said. It is good. People have the freedom of choice. From other parties to come and join UPND, it is their right to do it. You see, the goodness is that people know why people are going to the UPND. If it is for better service, if it is for the representation of those people, it's okay. But people must also understand there are people that are running to UPND for their own personal and their family goodness that if you fail to the area. So in another seller, irrespective of what people might be going through. Vamasha, Vacharala and the Pama at the 3 sanitary pads, I want to PF promised them and it was never delivered. But he forgot that the 50 kwacho bunga was also promised, it was never delivered. Emma politics to feel to watch the Nanya, Emma politics to feel to watch the Tuakanayo. Emma politics to feel to Akanayo. I agree with Tingachakuamina, you are very quick at telling people that they are telling lies. Ngawaku ikate obufi, yoni shimukaka abantu bafire basuba. Tekwabe if you. So for me, when people want to change, let them change. Ngachakweba ti abantu balefayo kuya fie. Tualamuna what they will bring there. What are they bringing to UPND? Are they bringing new program understanding? Enhance program delivery, or what do they understand about what the policy of the UPND has been? Umuntu has been PF for 30 years. Elo asa jumpira pa UPND. Atino kusinalaba adopted as a member of parliament for UPND against the 20 abantu abayikalamu UPND who have suffered for UPND for over 25 years. They are there in Zambia right now, people that are strong UPND. And these are Bamushani Nabwari, Bamonecha, Kano na Batolokela. And these are people that come to you and they say, oh, I have your best interest. In 1 year, they have the best interest of the people that support them within PF. First of all, they are the best interest of people that supported them in MMD. Again, they have the best interest of people that supported them in PF. Now they have the best interest of people supporting them in UPND. Are they genuine? If UPND feels they are genuine, they are going to add value. This value is going to be so good to what they already did for the other political parties. These are people that were telling you, UPND, of the deficiencies of the things that were there. They are now they have not resigned to say, nah, let's go for a by-election. There were people who resigned genuinely that, okay, you never PF na mfumamo na join a UPND. Na leka lelo. And if you want, let's go for a by-election so that Mwishibati abantu they believe in me, they will still vote for me when I resign from PF. But what are they doing to show how selfish they are? Now we are cutting the PF, but not to UPND. Why don't you just jump ship? Jump and say, let's go for a by-election and see if you can retain you can retain your seat. But they are damn scared to do that because they are so selfish. They will not add any value. Bakarashana baletota, imwe bachanda bamasha, bakalinda mwe bali hapa. You have been within UPND. Mwe ba supported Chipani. I have a forum mule and rapotele lomo ayapangile. What have you gotten out of the UPND? Musapota fe mule totapa. Mule promote, and these guys jump from PF, from MMD to PF, now to UPND. Eva Kawama ministers, Eva Kawama member of parliament, Eva Kawama councillor. Are you serious?
I want to film join on principle.
Hold on,
They
hold
don't.
on, hold on.
They have to. Let me
Hold on.
finish. Let me just finish. Let me just finish. They have to join you on the principle that they understand the ideals and the values of UPND. Not that they do not. My chances are and you think people are so dumb and foolish that they don't know these are chances who are just at personal endorsement, but left for personal benefit. So Avena Sande Chanda Muleta Shaba, yes, Batashen, it is right. I know him is a good guy. Avena Chavinga, Muleta Shaba Tasheni, but Major Nakaponda Tasheni, Batasheni will continue blessing them at the expense of those people in Isoka. Abalingiro kumina pa UPND. Lero majo nakaponde sana tunalaba member of parliament for UPND. Seriously, guys, if you mufuile mwakwata principle. Mwakwata principle po muiminine to stop people from manipulating people. They should never be manipulating ordinary UPND members.
People are being manipulated. Oh my God!
Yes, this is a manipulation. What where have they been? Why have they not jumped at this time to join a UPND? Number by elections, let's go and have them. So that I want to wish that yes, they believe in what I'm doing. Why are they not doing that? Why is it that for 5 years, why KRZ? They are having dark corner meetings with you and thinking that they have the best value for UPND. These guys are going, what? Mureko Day playing 5 years later. If those people will still have the same weight that they have for UPND today.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. So we got Maximo has just joined us. Beautiful program. And
okay,
Maximo, we welcome you, Mark. How are you?
Thank you very much. I just found. In fact, I just saw a link. I was just trying to check for something, and then I realized that I was just trying to attempt. Then, fortunately, I found there was a conversation.
Right connection. You're welcome.
So I'm just driving home. We're just coming from a meeting.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's good. I think you can amplify or clarify certain topics that we've been discussing. We've just targeted and we've been talking about a few issues, of course, concerning the Mundubile case, and people are saying why was that done, or are we trying to make him popular for that, and in a political sense, is that are we looking at it in that realm in terms of the police arresting him, and him coming out on social media, making him look like a champion with people behind his back? Are we trying to make him popular, or like what is it like, or the government has it doesn't have anything to do with the the operations of the police or investigation agencies,
including the defections of the PFMPs, UPND. Would make a comment on that one.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the issue relating to Mundubile borders on the law and not politics.
Yes.
We need to strike the difference between campaigns and law breaking. So clearly, what was coming out, the issues of espionage and all those things, they are contained in the Penal Code Caput 87 of the laws of Zambia. I've always indicated that it is possible to create checks and balances without breaking the law. The difference perhaps between UPND in the opposition and the current opposition we have is that the Patriotic Front, for example, came through mobocracy. There were no clear policies to inform the Patriotic Front victory. There was more influence on the lower class, the illiterates, the cowboys, and all those things. At that time, they never cared when people talked about the importance of education. Fortunately, it was at a time when we were talking about improving the qualifications for one to be president. If you recall that during the constitutional amendments, there was an issue of a degree as a qualification, which was in later on struck out from the conversation. But then, what should be made very clear is that no one is telling us that Mundubile did not break the law. We seem to be more concerned about whether you are campaigning for him or not. You need to understand that the political dynamics are different. In Zambia right now, we have had politicians who have spoken like champions. They are in prison right now. They are saving because they broke the law. And when they were getting into prison, they even said they would emerge victorious. They said a lot of things, but they are finished now. You need to understand that the circumstances and the environment are totally different. We are dealing with a cadre of citizens who seem to know exactly what kind of a leader they are looking for. Right now, most of the citizens are issue based. When they criticize UPND, even online, for some of us that are handling information, I'll be very frank with you that they will raise issues. It is either they are complaining that there was a fault under ZESCO for 5 years for 5 days they have not had power, or they are raising issues of the cost of living. In other words, we have literally raised the bar in terms of the political discourse that we have. It is no longer about who has the biggest nose, who laughs the loudest, who is rich in insults and all those things. Not anymore. This time, campaigns are literally based on who has the alternative to the UPND. For example, what is their alternative to free education? What is their alternative to cash for work? What is their alternative to debt restructuring? What is their alternative to attracting foreign investors who have increased or improved our revenue turnover as well as exports? Today, where we have able to manufacture our own fertilizer, making Kwacha one of the best performing currencies in the world. Who is providing the alternative to an economy which we found with the GDP at 2.7, at negative 2.7, and now it's above 5%? Who has that kind of alternative where you are dealing with a country which is the only country to have succeeded in debt restructuring under the G20 framework? And after Zambia, no other country has succeeded. Who has that kind of caliber? Then you find people are flexing individuals who have been tried before. They can never jump beyond what we have seen them jump. They have reached their climax. They have been ministers, they have been cabinet ministers in an environment that literally failed the people of Zambia, where you had council workers going without salaries for 7 to 15 months arrears, where you had 258,000 farmers going for 2 years unpaid, where you had Tazama ex-workers unpaid and they were not sure of their money, including Tazara. Now, so much has changed. Today you are dealing with a government that found so many suppliers unpaid. They had to come up working with cooperating partners with what was called domestic debt dismantling strategy 2022 to 2026. An economy which was where a government was owing oil marketing companies $700 million, almost equivalent to Eurobond. An
700.
economy that was owing
Okay, hold on. How much?
$700 million, yes, OMCs owed money. An economy that was owing what domestic debt, just Mamba Quarries alone, $500 million. I'm sure you remember that government had to dismantle it because Mamba Quarries had stopped supplying power to ZESCO because they were owing all that money. ZESCO had collapsed completely. There was almost a takeover because of sovereign guarantees. That's why I entered into. Now, I want to mention to you that these are the things that we should have expected the opposition to raise. When UPND was in the opposition, the message was simple. They simply said we shall provide free education against the PF policy, which required parents to pay, poor parents in villages to pay for their children. They just said
one
we shall
professor
revamp the
removed
mining sector.
you know.
We shall revamp the mining sector and reverse the liquidation process. We were basically providing alternatives. And these are the things we are talking about. They said, oh, these council workers will now be paid and paid on time. Civil servants will not have to fight with government for them to have a salary increase. Today it's happening almost automatically. Then we also promise Zambians that we shall restructure the debt. We shall also ensure that we start producing our own fertilizer. Today, we are exporting fertilizer to 8 countries. We are now manufacturing batteries and exporting to 8 countries. National nitrogen chemicals of Zambia is also manufacturing about 288,000 metric tons of urea per year. And also blended fertilizer, part of which is going to Malawi. It's one of our biggest markets for tea plantation. Now you can see that when we right now we are talking about HH. We found tourists per year in 2021. There were 500,000 tourists. Today, as we are talking, over 2.2 million in a year tourists visiting this country. What did we do? We had to relax visa conditions. They are bringing forex and the hospitality industry is back. In Zambia today, people are now constructing. They are putting up serviced apartments because the business industry is booming. Those who are in car hire, it's booming. And you will never have an economic mistake or blunder when dealing with Zambia. Things show for themselves. The president on every quarter is having a business forum with private sector industries so that he engages them to find out challenges they are faced with, whether they have to do with the taxes and all those things. Then immediately there is policy direction. We are hosting summits right now where we are having business expos by sector. We attract foreign investors from the region and overseas. And then in what we may call a one-stop type of institutional mechanization, where you'll have immigration officers at Mulungushi International Conference Center with their desk. We will have PACRA with their desk. As those investors are leaving Zambia, they are going with a certificate and also a work permit immediately. Now, these are things that are fundamental and premised on the policy framework of the UPND. It doesn't require jokers. It requires people that understand. We had brought down governance issues and relegated them to strategism, where we had ministers with questionable characters and parading them to go and debate with professors at international conventions. That's how low Zambia had become. Now, let me get back to the question. Why I thought it was necessary for me to talk about these things is for me to remind the Zambians that even the CDF itself was 1.6 million. In 2021, when we came into power, they failed to settle even in an election year, the 1.6 million. We had to pay it. Now it is 40 million. Over 200,000 youths have graduated from vocational training colleges. It has never happened in the history of this country. Now you have the whole Namibia sending a delegation to come and learn more about CDF. The UN delegation came also. They want to use CDF as an economic model for developing countries in Africa. Zambia now has become a case study. I hope those of you who are in the diaspora do understand that we are now a case study. So we are coming up with things that cash for work instead of handouts and tantamen. We are doing cash for work for citizens. We have what we are calling imisepera loans. 50,000 kwacha. They are rearing chickens. The population is growing. They are doing different businesses. You see Zambians now are boasting on social media, boasting about the backyard gardens they have, the maize they have. The mindset is changing by day. Because now we have managed to take back over 2.5 million pupils into school as a result of free education. Then there is also a school feeding program. We are coming up with programs that are incomparable. Now, when we have a type of opposition that we have, with that background I've given, well, honestly speaking, you must be a joker to start thinking that anything can come out of their mind. So the only thing that they can do right now is Plan B. Now, I want to disclose to you that the information that reached us is that part of Plan B at Kampingila House was to cause chaos in the country ahead of the general elections and, if possible, disrupt the elections. That's why you saw Bill 7 was highly contested. They were willing to create a constitutional crisis. I belabored to deal with the issues of the constitution when you brought me on this platform. I'm sure you remember.
Yes.
I explained them exhaustively. So, right now, our question should not be premised on the popularity of Mundubile. There is no popularity to talk about. But in the first place, amongst themselves, they are disjointed. You know, he has never been tested anywhere. And in Zambia, like any African state, you cannot beat a majority president. Look, here is the reality that people don't understand. President HH is the only majoritarian leader ever elected under 50% plus one. We have never had one. When Levi Mwanawasa came in, he won by about 26 or 27% to become president. In the second term, he came to about 42%. Michael said that was 42%. Therefore, the only president that has ever won in the country after the revolution of 1991 with a majority votes under 50% plus one is President HH. Now, Zambians have never tested a majority leader. It's a gamble to think in the manner people are thinking about Mundubile and these crooks. No. It's a big gamble. So right now, the question should not be about popularity. It should be, has the law been broken? And does one's political career make them immune to prosecution? What kind of environment are we going to create if we are going to overlook and nod law breaking because we want to score politically? If you want chaos that you have never seen before, you allow people to go into lawlessness. Because right now, the opposition are very much aware that none of them has the capacity, even to share a platform with HH and debate. He's a world-class leader who can race with leaders even in Europe. Put them on the platform and give them a microphone. You know he will perform.
Yes.
Get any of those guys to articulate issues. Nothing will come out of their mouth apart from insults. And unfortunately, they are still dealing with Stone Age politics of insults, propaganda. If you look at the lot of deceit being published online, and they are wasting their time instead of creating checks and balances to the things that are being done under the new Down administration. Health sector, we found it. Now, let me conclude. Let me get before you come in. There was the initial of defection.
Yes.
It was a misdirection for ZNBC to have reported that Chabinga defected. Chabinga did not defect. Chabinga is a leader of a ruling party. I mean, of a political party.
That was my question. I was like, how does he defect and still remain? That was going to be my question. I was like,
So he's a leader. He can't. So he did not. So what has been happening is that people are saying, no, these people automatically are supposed to lose their seats. Now, the jurisprudence of statutory interpretation in Zambia is that a constitutional provision is only binding when the court has made the pronouncement. So you have to test the provision.
Why do you need it?
Okay? You need to test the provision right now where one has crossed the floor.
What?
By the time, because they are aware that Parliament is dissolving soon.
What?
By the time someone is raising a petition and the ruling is, upheld, Parliament will have dissolved. You'll be going in court. They will also apply for a stay. When they apply for a stay pending determination by the Court, Parliament would dissolve. They will remain in Parliament. So they know what they are doing.
So in simple terms,
I'm talking about
Mundubile is still a PF leader.
No, they formed what they are calling is a tonsil leader, you know. They are forming all
Okay.
those things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So confusing with these
so
guys.
there is total confusion. You know why these MPs are defecting? It's because it's not clear on which ticket they would stand if elections were called today.
Okay.
Some of them, that is the drive. So they find UPND to be more organized.
Mm-hmm.
And truth be told, UPND is the most organized political party which has had successful what you may
100%.
call conventions. In UPND, there is called the General Assembly.
General Assembly, yes. And people have been
Now,
questioning that why
the
doesn't
constitution,
the UPND go to a convention? Can you tap on that one?
yes. So Article 60 of the Constitution of Zambia provides for the promotion of regular elections. The Constitution of Zambia does not state the time and the tenure. So what is happening in the UPND Constitution? It's talking about having elections every 5 years.
Okay.
Every 5 years, it does not state after that 5 years. The ones who has the jurisdiction to set the date is the National Management Committee.
Okay.
So it is like the Constitution of Zambia, the way it used to be before we had a fixed date for general elections. It was entirely up to the president now to fix the date. That's how the Constitution of UPND is.
Okay. So there's
Except
no
it's not
specific date.
no. So there's no such a provision. And then there is also no provision which says that the mandate must come to an end. No. There should always be the mandate comes at a point when the structures are dissolved.
Yeah.
Not at the expiration of 5 years, but when the structures are dissolved at the General Assembly. That's when the mandate comes to an end. So those guys are just waffling, they're wasting their time, the matter will be thrown out. Because of the case law that every club has its own rules. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And apparently they are fishing in the dark. Because what has happened is that apparently UPND.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question, Mark. So, is this matter before court that you are discussing, or it is not?
Which one?
The one matter of the people that want UPND to go for the concession.
We are
saying like it will be thrown out.
No, I'm saying we have not been served anything. There is no service.
Oh, okay.
You only a matter is only before the court when you have been served.
Okay.
Yes. So the point is
good.
So the point is that we are basically dealing with a process where we have not been served. And even if we were served, that's the forum shopping is UPND is not a PF. It is established on a very strong foundation. It's founded on very strong principles. That's why from the time of SATA, from the time of all these presidents, they tried to sponsor things. They tried to buy my vice presidents and so on. UPND has never collapsed.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
So right now, where we stand, we are on terra firma. We have nothing to worry about. Right now, while they are wasting time like that, we are just feasting on them, busy collecting their own members.
That's why all these people are coming. When there's such a time down, when everybody they're all coming in, they're like,
they are more coming. Just observe, just watch the space.
And last time I was watching you I think it was last week. You told me you were saying like there are a lot of councillors that are coming. Not these ones that are, but there are more coming.
Of course. Even MPs, they are coming. Now, if PF lost elections when they had all these MPs, imagine the massacre that they will face without all those strong people.
You see, I don't know if Max had heard my submission about that. I don't think you heard my submission. You see,
What was this?
George Owen, in one of the books, he wrote that political language is designed to make lies look sound truthful and murder respected. One does not need to look far from this principle in the modern. You see, when politics are at play, people are either going to benefit or are going to suffer. Only the beneficiation going only to those that want to use the people. If you see the people that are coming to join you, I have nothing to their democratic right. They can come join you and do that. What value are they going to add with UPND? What is it that they're going to do different? Let me finish.
Now listen.
Let me finish. These are people who have been globetrotting from part they were in MMD. Look where they represented people in MMD. They jumped from MD, went to PF. Some of them first were in UPND, by the way. They were UPND members. They jumped UPND. They went into MMD. Or others jumped straight from UPND into PF. And then jump again back into UPND. Now, as a citizen, I get concerned when I see such kind of threats from the same people. That now, all of a sudden, they have become very loyal to you guys of UPND. They have become very loyal to the people of Zambia. So now they are then going to be very, very productive. From MMD, they jumped. You go to the constituency they represented, what they left? Nothing. What policy they influenced? Nothing. They went into PF. They served there, enjoyed ministers and everything. Then boom, they leave PF. They now jump into PND. And again, they come now. That now they are solely behind the leadership of President HH. They mean so very well. They understand what he's doing. And now they refuse to jump the ship off so that we can have a by-election and test their popularity when their time was there. If they saw there was so much confusion, they need to join. There is no integrity in these people that are jumping from this one thing to the other. And I'm going to tell you for a fact that it is for their own person and their family business. That is all. It is not about the people and saving the people that they're going to be pretending that they save. UPND is getting them for the purposes of also their resources for campaigns and other people. These people are bad people. We must reject these people. There are people within UPND there where you are. Where they have been within UPND, they're educated, they have been loyal, they're out. They are not going to members of parliament. Others even lost in the previous elections. And they want to recontest. What happens? You have someone who comes that no, he follows the president to Livingston and is appointed that no, you are going to stand in the next place. What do you make of the people? People, let's not start fooling people in these things. Let's just be honest about certain things. The promises of development, yes, they are there. There are some of the things are not there. If you talk about, I will talk, for instance, which I constantly hear, and I don't know how I can stomach it. When people talk about the retirees, they say retirees were found at Ministry of Justice. I have heard the minister in the current government talk about retirees found at the Ministry of Justice, when in fact that is not true. There is no retiree who has gone to the Ministry of Justice to start going to look for the money there. There is no one. But when the ministers talk, some of them, without clear information, they say, they refer to them as retirees. Those are separatists. And the minister, a member of parliament, must know the distinction between a separatist and a retiree. So there are certain things that are done just to dupe people, lie to people.
Okay.
We must reject that kind of arrangement. Now coming to Mundubile has a right to do what he's doing. And Mark, people that have spoken like that before, what do people say about President HH? It's the same word we are using against him.
Right. All right.
He can be president. And let's have some risk.
Chanda will not stop talking if you don't stop him.
I submit.
Vakazia, let's humble ourselves and we heard what your questions are, and we know what
myself.
No, we
myself before.
No. What we're saying is we've heard your questions.
Yeah, thank you. Then don't say I should humble myself.
We've heard your questions, and then allow us to answer those questions. Because if you keep on hammering on the same thing for the next 2 hours, nobody's going to
the same thing. Please go ahead.
So we know your submission is pretty much clear. It's pretty much clear. And you want to talk about all the fact that just 2 issues really.
I can answer one of the questions.
But let me just deal with it in this manner. Thank you very much, Vakazia. Now listen to this. You are saying these people must be rejected. There is no such a law in Zambia. First of all, in fact, the laws that we have is freedom of association. They can actually sue you for limiting their association. In the High Court. Now, let me finish it. I'm not done. Let me finish. Now,
but don't you what I'm not
wait a minute. You react, Vakazia. I'm trying to deal with your question this way.
All right,
let me deal with your question this way. So, when you say that these politicians, what value are they going to add? I want to tell you that Michael Sata was in UNIP, he was in MMD and formed the government. ECL was UPND. Become your president.
I love those answers.
He was the chairman for the legal committee in UPND. Now, it is because in 1991, we reverted to multi-party democracy. It is a style of leadership or system where we have a plural politics consisting of different clubs. And in those clubs, the constitution also recognizes crossing the floor. And it even says when one crosses the floor, that's the type of leadership. It is right in the constitution. They are free to cross the floor without being called names. Okay? Now, it is in Zambia where we begin to think sometimes that it is the political prostitution. In any case, there is no such a concept as the political prostitution. The other thing is, Hitler himself, who has been ranked one of those guys that use propaganda a lot, Hitler belonged to the leftists. Then he had to join the right wing until he became chancellor. That's how he ascended into leadership. So I've given you an example that Michael Sata, Chris Cross was moving from one government to the other. Lungu did the same. And there is nothing wrong with that. Now, so the question is, what value did they add? Now we should not lower the debate to that level. First of all, what is political value? What is political value? We need to redefine this. What is political value? Political value can come in terms of numbers. Political because in politics you get people belonging to different categories and with different qualifications. So it also depends on what you define as political value. When you say to what value will they add, it's the numbers.
Number.
So you can get political value in terms of numbers being added. And you should never underestimate that, because that is why President Michael Sata had to run the government with the defectors.
Yes.
UPND.
Yes.
Who were running also with ECL. When Hari Karaba, all these when Hari Karaba were named MMD. Mundubile has never been PF, we joined later. All those Accord Bamuisa. Now that's the type of politics that we practice here. So you can't manipulate a conversation or a discourse because you are aggrieved because you are moving to another political party.
No,
you can only say go well, enjoy your politics. That's how it goes.
Which,
So look at this map.
which
There's
other?
something that I need to clarify quickly. Because I did not say they don't have the rights. I am speaking to the
I'm
Zambians.
coming back to
No,
clarify.
no, no.
I'm coming back.
Yeah, but yes, you are clarifying what I've not as that credit is okay for you because that's not what I said.
No,
I am
I did not
speaking to
use
the
the terms.
Zambians. Look at this. I said I'm speaking to the Zambians, the resident voter, which is my right to speak. That if a person behaves like this, assess them. If you think that this is okay to do, give them the vote. That is what democracy is about. If you think what
Correct.
I have said is a checkbox, it's a checkbox. If this person did A, B, C, D, let's say for instance, a person who has been caught stealing, and you saw a thief is stolen, he comes and stands there and say, "Oh, I want to be your leader." The democracy decides either if you elect him and you know he's a thief, you can't come and complain tomorrow that oh you elected a thief. You understand? So people must say this guy is a thief, but make a choice. So you cannot stop people from telling you that this guy is a thief. So those people that are joining you are, for me, who is a citizen, I have a right to say the way I'm saying it. I'm saying if people think that, oh, what they've done in the past is this, what value they've added is this. UPND is playing politics. They have to bring everybody who they think can help them win. It is okay for that. But what about the people? I'm speaking to that voter. So my speech is to the voter. It's not for you who is looking for people to support you. No.
No, okay.
So
All right.
okay, here. So now let me wind up on this. Let me wind up like this. Let me wind up on this one like this. That's what politics is. Politics is not a religion. Okay?
Good.
It is a competition of ideas. And it deals with persuasion. It deals with persuasion. And this persuasion can move from point A to B and vice versa without any apology. Correct.
Yes.
So now, it's basically a scientific way of people competing with ideas. It ends like that. But I should also further buttress one very important point. That under the circumstances, it is a well-known fact where there is plural politics that a charismatic leader will attract many people for support. And people join politics for different reasons.
Exactly. That is not even
So exactly. So now we should not be at pain and we express pain as an opinion.
No, but who is defining pain?
All right.
I'm coming. There is one scholar in philosophy who talks about pleasure.
Hold on.
I like Mark. I like
No. Let's hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I think
let's get back to issues now.
Yes. Now,
break the law.
We have a that's talking about the United States, cutting the aid for HIV in Zambia, and people are saying it's linked to minerals. Yeah, they're saying that if you don't have access to those minerals, then we cannot give you this. I don't know how true that is, but it's something that's been reported in media, everywhere in social media is there. And you, Mark, I think you might have some information that we may not have.
Government already issued a statement, and I think they have been very clear. We have agreed that we will not continue having that conversation. I'm sure the first statement that was issued was that we could not proceed on the trajectory of clinching a deal, given terms of reference. Given the terms of reference that required that citizens' information and private information was going to be made available. But right now, I think you need to also appreciate what we have done. When much of the aid was cut off, the president undertook, based on the revenue collections that had improved, to increase budget allocation to the Ministry of Health by 30%, almost the same amount that was cut off. I was seated next to the US ambassador, who would later on ran away from an interview. He did not want to be interviewed. At that point, actually, 2 weeks later, there was a statement that the US will continue to support Zambia. So there's nothing sinister. Right now, government has made it very clear. I think we will not engage into deep diplomatic conversation at the moment, and we guided ourselves. I have guided also the media team that we will not discuss much, much of this information relating to this, because we have no crisis in the health sector. Government is managing now. We have no crisis. The budget has been increased, and it's very clear that we found the medical supplies and purchase of medicine at 30%. Now we are above the WHO threshold, meaning the dividends and the indicators are favoring us in the area of medicine. And we are also opening
of course,
more cancer hospitals. More cancer.
Manufacturing industries are being initiated where we can actually produce.
So now we are now going to start manufacturing our own medicine, as you heard from the head of state when he was commissioning the United Capital Fertilizer plant alongside the thermal plant. One of the things that will be taking place in that industrial yard now is that we have now commenced construction of pharmaceutical industries that will be manufacturing medicine locally. Already, we have also started manufacturing cholera vaccines. Now, the message for Africa is that we need to begin manufacturing our own medicine. And once we do that, then it helps us to be self-sustaining in many spheres. And I should also mention that already the things that we are manufacturing in the region have made many countries in the region to stop importing, for example, fertilizer from Europe. Zambia has a huge market. Maize, Zambia has a huge market. Agriculture, Zambia has a huge market. So we are getting there. And this is as it should be. So we need to encourage more citizens to participate in these activities.
Now, Mark, I wanted to ask a question. You're saying that as a government, have you stopped the discourse to the conversation around the citizens' conversation on the issues to do with the perceived AIDS?
Not as government. Not as government. What we have done ourselves as media director. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so we coordinate also with the government communication systems. Because
yes, I know.
If we have to deliver correct information, we interact in such a manner that is coordinated with PPROs that we have put. We have put PPROs in each ministry. So we interface on a number of issues so that there is exactness. I'll be able to share much of the information which I have with you electronically by sector. And this is the information I'm speaking to. So we have what is coming from under policy compliance unit at State House. So this has the implementation status of the UPND government's key policy reforms. So by sector, what we have scored, what has been the challenges, and then we also have access to literature under PDU, Presidential Delivery Unit, and among many other institutions that have been established. So now we have agreed. We have agreed that we will not indulge ourselves in discussing a matter that borders on diplomatic relations. And from the party standpoint,
okay.
So for as long as
I think let's move ahead. Let's talk about the.
I have a last submission on that. Right. Because you see, Mark, it is good that you can make that, but to stop people, to stop people from having.
We are not stopping people. We have stopped the media team.
If I have not stopped citizens. Mark, can I finish, please? If you can hear me, then you can answer it. Because my concern is this. You see, the people that you're talking about that we were concerned the media need not to talk about, they have informed citizens. Leaders at first listen to citizens. Very, very carefully, they will listen to citizens. And later on, they start to listen to advisors. Eventually, they start to listen to their own speeches. At a certain point, dangerous things happen. The criticisms start to be seen as betrayal. questions become hostility. Statistics the person is explaining it. These are things that are happening. Because if you are going to say, let's stop it, it's okay, Mark, to allow it and have people to ask you questions whenever they so want. Whether they ask you or even in those media units that you have given in the ministries, let questions the floor and then you can just be providing like you have done right here. Right here is a good example of you answering to what the citizens are asking. But when you start to say, oh, we have kind of limited it, I think for me that doesn't sit very well. I like the way you've done it now.
Now I'm very disappointed because I thought you told me that you were once a civil servant. Now, I think it's in the communication system of government.
Yeah.
There are guidelines on what should be made public and where government believes this may be handled diplomatically. When government says anything that borders on diplomatic issues, we shall handle it diplomatically and not publicly. You can choose to tell the media that way. That's an answer as well. To give answers does not mean opening a Pandora's box, so that you give a reason for having a conversation. No, that is recklessness in the communication. It is recklessness in the communication. It's like that's why there are diplomatic channels for resolving certain things. It's not everything that you can discuss. Bring Bakazia again. I want Bakazia to have a safe sleep. Bring him on.
Yes, in fact, you see, one of the things is this. When you say the party structure and the government structure are separate, even as the political media, they are separate. In terms of they are separate.
What do you mean by separate?
For instance, you are not a civil servant.
No, I'm saying, what do you mean by
you are
separate?
When I say they are separate in terms of the functionality and information delivered, they are separate. Because
we are integrating and nothing stops us from doing that. Listen, we passed a law. Access to information bill is now law. So now, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes, listen.
No.
Maybe you're speaking out of ignorance. We have a law now.
No, I am not speaking out of ignorance. You are speaking out of lack of serious understanding of how a civil service works. I work there. You've never been one. I think. Yeah. Let's have a simple conversation.
But here's the thing. Hold on.
Do not reduce the bar of conversations to.
Don't
bring them down. We are giving you information. Now you are busy quarreling. We are busy quarreling. You are busy quarreling. You are failing to understand that a ruling party has a comparative advantage. If you are in USA is a good example. USA is a good example. There is no difference between the Republicans and the policies they are passing. Because what happens is that the way Zambia is designed, all government policies are emanating from the UPND manifesto.
Who doesn't know that?
So how do you fail to explain a government policy?
No, because you are interjecting. You see, what when I start talking, you start. Then you tell me to listen.
Okay, look at this.
That's the caliber of PF. That's the caliber of PF civil servants you are seeing there.
Yeah,
that's why PF failed. That's why PF failed. You ask people like Bachanda what he delivered when he was working. There is nothing to write home about.
Now listen. Okay.
I'm
a lawyer with different degrees, well qualified. You are an apprentice.
You are a leader in your party. Chill.
I will take you on. That's how your PF are behaving. You want to hide in the name of having worked in government.
No. You see, the problem is
when you know you are a typical guy, you want to hide in the name of having worked in government.
No, come on back. You are shameless. You are shameless.
We will take you on. There is nothing like that.
I will take you on as well. I'm telling you.
And now you are to pay.
I'm not going.
You are not. I'm not at bed. I'm
Are you listening to
the people have been in those positions before. You are not the first one to be there, but you are watching.
Have you seen why our debt went up?
Everything has to do now.
It is because of the caliber of a person that you are talking about now.
You have to chill. Can
you just listen first for 1 minute? Can you just listen for 1 minute?
Okay, I'll listen.
Mundubile, then you are pretending to be professional.
No, you are right.
Let's debate.
Let's debate, but don't be disrespectful. I've not been respectful to you.
Here's what we're going to do. Okay, what we're going to do is no, this is what we're going
There's no political party to talk about now. They are finished. So in 2 days we are going to receive more defectors. So in 2 days we are going to receive more defectors. More MPs are coming.
So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to propose one thing. Okay? Here's what I'm going to propose. Let's have an independent debate on a topic. Because you claim to say you have so many ideas and programs, and then let's have a well-rounded program whereby
we are going to give him what we have done, yes?
Yes. And then you can say, this is the things that you want to do. I don't know which party I don't know. And then let's have a conversation as professional. Not difficult to train like a no. Let the people judge. Let the people judge, and they will say, nonsense. Can we have that? Are you up for that challenge?
Anytime, Mama. Anytime, Mama. I'm very up for challenge. I am anytime up for that. But also, like, we should be very civil in the way we talk to each other.
Bachanda wesu. Yeah, so we are game. So we are saying in conclusion, because apparently nataka meeting in Delhi hapa, so we are saying as Bakazia is listening. So we are saying those defectors are free to move. I told Bakazia na bena Bakazia barabwera hapa. We can adopt him as a councillor.
Okay.
He can make a very good
August,
councillor
coming in August.
because we have created decentralization
It's coming in
through
August. he told
CDF.
me.
Yeah, so we need him back to come and stand as a councillor and face
Who
the
can be a
people.
councillor? Who can be a councillor, Mark?
We want you to defect as well. I want to receive you at a press conference.
And the name can be councillor for you.
Kuna konde.
To save the people, not to be a councillor. To save the people, not to be a councillor. To save the people.
I am very disrespectful. Why?
To save the people.
This is very serious. This is a civic role. You'll be saving your own country. Which day you are coming? We will prepare a hero's welcome for you.
Let me tell you, I don't need.
We are doing adoption now. And we have increased the number of councillors. So you do very well. That's a very good position for you.
Good offer, Chanda.
Exactly.
Okay, can I answer to that?
Because the beauty is that you have the heart of the people. So you'll be dealing straight with the grassroots.
Mark, can I answer to that offer you've given? Let me tell you something, Mark. Maybe you don't know. I am not driven by
No, it is savings I'm asking for, not a drive.
Let me just be clear with you. Uyo mungulu uyo ulechitika ku Zambia wakabati umuntu walifi wokukwata integrity in things that they say they cannot honor it. I am not that person.
What do you mean by integrity? When people are practicing politics?
Integrity that I will do what I say and I will say what I do. I do not know how to double cross people. I've never done that before. So, whenever I spoke to
Why are you double crossing? Are you a politician?
I'm not. That's what the thing is. So, if I'm a politician, I'm not a politician.
Now, okay, now I hear you.
So,
which party do you belong to?
Let me, I don't belong to any party right now.
To be a PS,
no, but so what I so
to be a PS,
Mark is asking how many people are asking?
Now I hear you talking about double crossing.
And then for the other side, because my politicians, they lie. They will say this and do this.
No, but
you understand? If you politicians, you lie.
What do you mean? Because
you understand, I'm not a liar.
Permanent secretaries, they are involved in the implementation of the policies. Let's start with politicians.
That is why when you are PS, you don't look at the face of a person, whether any PF, UPND, socialist. You look at the Zambian.
Now, Ekulando Konombo, Ekulando do you know why I agree with you?
Yes.
Do you know why I agree with you?
Yes, I know. Let me just finish this, Mark. You can ask him, Mark, number one for. If you want, you can ask him Mulenga Chilongamo. Abale Tumasana, by the time when I was PS, he came to my office. Mulenga Chilongamo came to my office with someone from UPND who had been fired because he was at the Papa Chitopalia. I'm still accused that no UPND, they will support our PF. Mulenga brought him to my office. The next day, that person went back to it. I got the employer to say, you have no right to interfere with this person. Here are the amounts you're going to pay. So it is clear. I dealt with a lot of people in that fashion. When you are a civil servant, You do not do that. Yeah,
So no, I'm happy with what you have said. Now, what you have said resonates very well with the skill that we are looking for councillors.
Okay.
We are looking for a skill, a people that are skilled in serving the interests of the people and not those of political parties. And you possess that skill.
Now let me tell you one thing I will not do. I will not degrade myself. I will not degrade myself in the political system that I'm seeing at Naramkuba Councillor. It is the Kano, Nemuinenga na African Aikara, Narulesha, oh, this is my area, this is what I can do.
But that is an elevation.
Look at this, it's not an elevation from PS. It's not.
And right now, Mark, I'm glorifying you for possessing that thing.
Marky, it is not an elevation from PS. You know what I mean. Maybe in permanent secretary, you understand what I mean. I'm a permanent secretary.
We have permanent secretaries that have gone into foreign mission.
Let me tell you, if you have told me, if you had said, oh, not member of parliament, maybe that is what the conversation you should have.
No, that one is too high for you.
Enough people.
Not enough. Because that one will be too heavy for you. It will crash you.
Why I'm telling
so we better give you something we know befits you. Right now, it's an elevation.
Look at this, Marky. If on you are just being what? You are being disrespectful in a certain way. You understand? You are go Marky. Simona kusa pe Marky, you Marky. Wala Marky. If you could ingine pa ni no shita. Awe, you Marky, if you could ingine pa mko afe Janet.
You have made my night. I need to make it night in my dad.
Okay, Bunny.
Now, Bachanda.
Let's talk about
this is 23. Bachanda, 23 hours.
Oh,
I'm moving into 23 hours, so I'm supposed to that's somewhere.
Where are you moving to?
Let me wind up. Bachanda, please take care of our councillor. I have to now look at I need to look for a wife. There is limitation going on now.
Give us your last word.
There is limitation going on now. So I want to get to a wife.
Give us your last words.
Okay, serious.
So my last words, Vachanda. So in order for us to contextualize the situation back home, the issues that relate to law breaking should be addressed in their context of law breaking. The idea, because if Mark today breaks the law, and then you are going to say that if you touch Mark because of his position, you are making UPND unpopular. You are going to create a precedence which will be very difficult to erase in future. This is why you have seen DCs being arrested. They are appearing in court. Permanent secretaries are appearing in court.
You are on your own.
Now, yes, so we should never plant that kind of seed. Remember, we are coming from a period where people could set a vehicle of political opponents ablaze. For Mary wanting to create or to sow a seed of discord so that people fear hostility in a particular environment, we should not go back there. And this is why the president is saying, right now, many opposition leaders are enjoying because they are able to enjoy over 70% airspace on different media houses. Right now, we are not telling media houses who to feature. They are freely featuring these people and they are talking. That's why you can see them there. We have not closed any media house because we want these people to reach out to citizens. But in reaching out to citizens, in the same manner that you'd never hear me defaming all these people in the opposition, But I will look at what they did by sector. We should expect the same discourse to reign. And this is the kind of politics that we would want to develop in this country. We have only one country. Today it's UPND. Tomorrow there will be another political party.
Yes.
And because there will be another political party, we would want the environment, the peaceful environment to continue so that
Exactly.
the place remains favorable even for other politicians to come. I think that's the kind of environment. An environment where people will be competing with ideas and not insults.
Mark,
That's what we are looking for.
Mark, I
So,
have a question, Mark.
yeah, so,
Mark,
yes,
I
my
have a
dear.
question. Look, when we look at UPND and what they have done, who are we comparing them with? Was UPND before in power for us to have the other way in which they worked, or this is their first time in power? And if it's their first time in power, who are we comparing them with? Maybe you
So,
can answer.
it's like a DS question, DS 101. Now,
Yes.
where you say compare and contrast, you have to look at where you're coming from and where you are.
Yes.
Do you get the point?
Yes.
You are not going to get Zambia, though you sometimes, depending on what you want to look at, you're not going to get Zambia, UPND's performance, and compare it to the performance maybe of a ruling party in Malawi, because the environments are different, and what confronts people may vary. So we can only compare our policies, which we used to sell to the people of Zambia in 2021 with those of the PF, and reminding the PF that the Zambian citizens that you should never go back to the opposition because they never believed in free education. They never believed in meal allowances. They said it was not sustainable. They never also believed that there can be debt restructuring. And they meant it. They were not pretending. In any case, no other country ever succeeded under the G20 framework. So they meant business. They never believed they can be cash for work. They never believed we had the capacity to turn around the economy to be able to capacitate ZRA to the extent of ZRA beating the target every year in revenue collection, giving hope to government to finance other areas. They never thought we could go back to the idea of taking children to school, I mean the youths to school to do skills training for free. And in a space of 3 years, you have over 200,000 youths graduating in vocational training colleges, in fish farming, carpentry. We never thought we would have a country where we will stop importing desks. Right now, desks are manufactured in Zambia by Zambians, supplied to different schools. Zambians themselves in a particular constituency are constructing classroom blocks and schools, health centers on their own. So we are headed somewhere. So where do we get the skills from? There's skills training alongside CDF. Now, this is the type of environment that we needed to have. When we have people like yourselves who are in the diaspora, with the exposure that we have, where those countries that you live in came from somewhere as well.
Yes.
They had to elect leaders that had policies which brought the environment to where it is. That's why you're enjoying there where you are.
Yes.
It took policy. Yeah, so we want those brains. You tap into the ideas of colleagues where you live there. When you come back home, you'll be able to tell them, Vane, we cannot remain the same. Zambia must change. We have moved now. We need to have airports, international airports in provinces, so that we can cut down on the time of yes. Then you'll be able to impress on the minds of Zambians that this is practical. We have seen it in where we are coming from. So we look forward to Zambians that are based abroad to come and help change the mindset of Zambians that we can be different. There are many Zambians that never thought that they would be getting money through cash for work. Imagine we have over 500,000 women on FISIP from 2022 to 2025. It's unthinkable. Today, from 2022 to 2025, we have over 1 million small-scale farmers on insurance cover. Government previously was scared of putting these people on insurance cover because of the act of God. We have managed to do that. Learning from the
Mark, I think we
So
better
I'm
go
ending
on
now
and
because
on.
before we start another debate. So Bakazia, in winding up this sober submission, please, I'm going to vigorously look for a word because delimitation has started so that as you come, we can give you a hero's welcome. And straight away, we want to ensure that you become our councillor and represent the people of Zambia adequately. The brains that we have there can be of relevance at what level? Thank you and good night.
Yeah. Let me answer to Mark to that and tell you, Mark. And before you go, no, Batanda, no. Let me answer Mark. He has given a salutation. I will have to give him my peace of mind. Mark, let me first advise you, my young man. People have been in that position before. They have been people that have been very respectful to other citizens and appreciating the value that people have added to that country. If you are thinking that I'm supposed to be councillor because of what you think, you are mistaken, Mark. And let me tell you very clearly. Here, yes, as much as you may think that you don't respect me, here people respect me. Let me first clear. Let me first finish. You are going to tell me. Mark, kuno kona ikara bali nchindika. Uchana ku Zambia kole for usaluni. Here I advise governments. Here I am a board member of the Chamber of Commerce. You go check there what the Chamber of Commerce does. It's an employers federation. I am a board member of the Multicultural Association of Fredericton here in New Brunswick. I have worked in career services with ministers here. Now, iwanga wakulo mto without exposure because ule mona kwati ichochi furu kwete is what it will sit in perpetuity. If you want me for any position, ask me, I'll tell you. If I don't want, I don't want. Ukova disrespectful, takwawa ma. And this is something that I must tell, even if I want to have UPND, I'm not support the UPND. If a media director comes here and starts to say what he's saying, oh, they focus on councillor, and I've told him I'm not interested. And then if I give an opinion that, yes, I would defend the Honorable Brian Mundubile for what he wants to do, that should never feel anyone unsafe. Or if I choose tomorrow that I'm going to support given Lubinda, whoever I'm going to support, it should never be a problem because that's a democracy that we've signed. What Romusaru Mukanua, Takwawama, Urimwaiche Maki, Teka Kasanga Mulinso Mwaichi. Icharo Chila Chinja. I have worked for 28 years in the public service and I've never been disrespectful. Bamaki, isi kushiringanya, mutekanye.
So that's a joke.
It was a joke. Okay.
I love no, you are not the one, you are not Mark to say it's a joke. How can you say it's a joke when you're not Mark? Mark is saying tell me it's a joke, it's serious. No. Mark has not said it. Why are you saying it yourself?
In your own mind,
no, Mark would say it is a joke. You cannot be the one to say it on his behalf.
No, you say
Mark, if you say it's a joke, I would gladly appreciate that. Let me finish.
When you defend yourself so much, does it mean you wouldn't want to be a councillor? You know, when you defend so much,
I don't like the way he's putting it. Being a councillor is nothing wrong.
So much.
When I said, okay, if I said I want to be MP, what did he say? You mean I'm not qualified to be member of parliament with all the experience and education that I have? And it will be too heavy for you?
That's what you can. That was the opinion.
No, but that's what I'm giving. I'm giving my opinion as well. So stop defending him. Stop defending him. He has his mouth. He can speak for himself. Why have you all jumped in to start to defend him? You are not Mark. If he was joking, he would have said it, and if he said it, I appreciate it. Then I'll take back everything I've said.
You know, forget about it, whether it was a joke or not.
Yeah, so I'm also giving my peace of mind. I'm giving my peace of mind, and I'm advising him as well. But Mark, I want to my politics. After my politics.
Yeah, but anyway, that's the topic of you and him. Discuss.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving him that. He was giving me. I think you guys must be fair.
When Mark says something, that's what he stands on. That's it.
Yeah, that's so what am I saying? I'm saying what I stand on as well. Can you let me finish? And then we move on to another thing.
Mukakumanyana
mukaleta ma topics mulelanda Not which one will defend, I'm for good mufiki, it's okay.
Kumtendero kwa mkamanya ngashikani kunani kubauleni mukadiringana 101.
I've nothing against Mark.
But it doesn't matter.
How you want to gang up and defend him when you just have to accept my submission and move on.
What I'm saying is, it's a simple.
Why have you moved in? This address is to Mark.
Mukakumana. Mwelene. Sort issue.
I'm left to the land feel straightforward. Mwina ingira mo ngati ashidandi na Mark ile keni shita address Mark imo mumfu e coffee chapa. Mwende nokulanda timwa umfa chapa fine. Because the address in the pera te yenu ya kwa Mark ni advice in them pera. I have nothing against him. I don't like I like him. I like him as a person and I also love his energy to do things. But kuma vat Mark jole dealing na abantu uleba also careful with what you say and do. Because if even to feel a pita your position ukweto ikafumapo ukasanga abantu bambi on that position, so just be, don't get that to get your head we kulo mutwe what now wishi bafyonse yawe fimo kukweba chapa na msadvise ngalefu ya kuti yaumfwa ngalefu ya teti omfwe but kumweba
imo babiri mwarishi bana
imo bena amasha twali mwe no mwarishi bana nango wota mwarishi bana nango imwe nayo
warishi bana bonse
ila sija kwa Maki la veli kona ya Maki kufumia ni kwa pa tuande kufimbi
yambi
yes lete ni kwa Maria shiyambi.
So mwaneni inkondo ili kunani kane ku Middle East abantu bakalanda tawe UPND government money I'm sure prices but not to issue a village sticker. Not kwata onto uli pachupona kuna ngane ku United States alebu cafe rata 10 to store so la patolanda our prices ya pio ya tampoco mkabulema fonde vo kwisho pese ba opposition ndefo kwisho la nga price ya pio ya tampoco kwela kwa tampoco problema bakazia
Fiwe unga yako lokublema president.
Hapo chaba kabisa.
Kateka not president Kateka.
Ngefo chaba atikublema Kateka. Yes, we have to blame him. But if it doesn't make sense to blame him, why should we blame him? Number mumwebe nenga mumlefa to blame Kateka. Who uses language against him? We said yakwa di drought yama right alef. Kantele ku Dubai itakuwa nani? Bonse imwe kukana kwata leadership is failure of leadership. So if you forget anyone who is an economist, anyone who has lived there like where we are living here, we know that those are things that are beyond the government. But if you want us to blame him, who should blame him? Emma politics in Nkana ya chintunga da chiweme mulefa tumu blame HH for something that is not his cause. Na mwa leta topic ya kufa kumbulikulanda na point, this should be on the president. Why should we talk about it as something being the president? It's only that it will have an effect on the people. So the government has a responsibility to explain what is happening and also to make measures to mitigate in a certain way. But to come and say we should blame the president for that, I think that would be not fair to blame President HH for when few adjustments prices come in. No, of course politics are going to jump on. It's a good political mileage to talk about. But to go and start blaming the president, I personally would not blame him. Seriously, I'm telling you that, and this will be something that he has no control. I wish he had control, but he doesn't have the control over that. So to even have a conversation to say, oh, is the president to blame and everything, that is being wrong. That is being dangerous. We can just start to hope that he creates something, some intervention mechanisms around that. But to blame him for it, no, not from me.
Okay.
I have something to contribute on that point. No, the other day I was watching Trump on on TV where he's calling other world leaders as the foolish because they have not supported him in the war. The man is just missing everything. He expects a country like Great Britain to just have its own prime minister waking up overnight and make a decision to join the war. He knows very well that the prime minister here is accountable to the people, but he just wants to say that stammer man will just wake up overnight and join in the war. He has to consult his cabinet. He has to consult the king. Trump is against that. If Trump is against leaders that are consulting their people to join the war, then Trump knows very well that what he did that side is wrong. He wants to. Trump can create a third world war for nothing, just because of selfishness. He is not satisfied with what he got from Venezuela. In no time, he's in Iran. We don't know what country is next. Greenland, he wants that land there. We don't know his plans. I think the Americans are now awake to say, this man was not the one destined for presidency in America. Because look at how he is going to excite the price of fuel. That Hormuz corridor strait that has been closed, it's not allowing for any ships to come out of that place with oil. And when oil is in short supply,
American allies ships.
yes, when oil is in short supply, everything is watered down, including the gains that the UPND government has made. They'll go down because of a character like Trump. That's why the Lobito, the Angola refinery, if there was a way of having it done quickly so that we have our own fuel from there, it can be the best thing. Because relying on the Middle East, where America has interest, each time America wakes up, we are going to make a war there, they start a war, the price of fuel in Zambia gets excited, it won't work out. Trump is the wrong chap in power. He can't be calling other leaders foolish. If other leaders are foolish, he is equally foolish. I yield.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
It's a very bold statement. I would tell him in the face. He's a foolish and selfish leader.
Dr. Tai?
Oh, yeah. For me, this war just symbolizes the end of American superiority. In those days, we're just talking about 15, 20 years from before this, America would have forced everybody to join the war.
Yeah.
They would have forcibly told them, bring your troops now. But now what is happening, he's talking, and everybody's saying, no, you're on your own. Which just shows that America is no longer a bully they used to be. The Japanese prime minister is currently at White House, and Trump, as usual, when he brings somebody in that Oval Office, he wants to
intimidate.
Put them on the spot, whereby they're not prepared. It becomes very undiplomatic in terms of just putting them on the spot when he brings a world leader there. And he said something to say, "Oh, our Japanese colleagues here are going to help us bring the troops to that Strait of Hormuz to make sure that we secure that strait, and so they bring troops, ground troops, whatever their ship, whatever, to escort the oil tankers." And the lady just smiled, said, "Mr. Trump, we are not agreed on that one. We'll give you political support, but not military support." That lady is smart. That's the way she answered Trump in the Oval Office. And I know that question Trump wanted just to put her on the spot, like, oh, they're going to bring troops and they were going to be, he wanted to sort of tell other world leaders that Japan has joined him and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But the lady just said, no, she just laughed. No, we'll give you political support, but not military support.
Political support.
Yes, but not military support. And then Trump was just, the media were like, political support and not military support. What does that mean?
Hey.
Yeah, that was smart answer. And then he went on to say, because the Japanese people said, the Prime Minister said, you didn't inform us that you're going to start that war, you know? It's very smart. In the address, she just said, we are not informed as allies that you're going to bomb, blah, blah, blah. And you know what he said? He said, did Japan inform us?
Hiroshima.
Yeah, imagine. Pearl Harbor. Did you tell everybody when you were bombing America for Pearl Harbor? So it is very stupid. He's not diplomatic. He's not whatever. But the Japanese Prime Minister, that lady, she's very smart. I think she knew that she's going to meet this character who is just unpredictable. And she was ready for him. He would throw a question and then she would just, just sort of neutralize it. And another one, she just neutralizes it. Because Trump, what he wanted to do after that meeting was to tell the whole world that now Japan is with us. That's what he wanted to say. Now Japan is with America in Iran, okay? But she was definitely very smart for Trump. She was just answering the questions like, doop, doop. No, we're not giving you military support, we're giving you political support. Trump was shocked. Yeah, he wanted to start announcing that I've got one in my bag. Come on, another one. Come on, join us. But no, he didn't succeed.
In terms of money, so far he has spent 11 billion plus.
Per day. They are spending a lot of money there.
Now, here, let's be candid. We are all talking about politicians. Wakazia.
Wakazia tabere?
Apobadi.
Oh, okay.
What kind of world?
After that,
what kind of world are these politicians taking imwe tunaenda pale fio na politicians.
Talking about something else, man.
Let's talk about these politicians. Where do these politicians want to drive this world to? Are they the right people to lead us anyway?
It's only Trump. The world is getting better leaders. If you look at the general picture of the whole world, we are getting better leaders in every country right now.
Okay.
The bad leaders are becoming less and less and less and less.
We are refining the process in Africa. We are almost there.
Not in Africa. All over the world, we're getting better leaders. It's a general trend.
Including Africa, eh?
Yes.
Yes.
We are getting better leaders. Look at HH.
I look at if you look at the big, those are proper leaders.
So we are doing better as a general. But now in this country called America, they don't get it. They don't get it. I don't know why. For them to elect that guy twice, to bring him back to that office twice, there's something wrong with the American population, in my view, in my personal view. Otherwise, everyone else around the world, they're doing better in terms of presidents.
I'm American Z. I don't know what you could call it, but I think the Americans people are different. And so, like you, me and you, we here in Canada, and we've witnessed how American agents how they operate.
How they respect other people. How they respect other people. Just say how they respect other people.
Very, very different for an American person. So,
even as a people in Canada,
sometimes former Canadians
even as people, the way they talk to each other, Canadians I respect when they talk to people. They never demean somebody.
Yes.
You know, nomba ife kumyesunga kwata kufika power panono nisha abantu bachula nomba kwamba okulaba mona kwata mano nukuita mano because of politics. Nisha kwata mano waamba nokutumpa pakulanda nga wachuba tuka abantu intellectually awe sure. So you find that those are some of the things that we must be able to learn from and say, how do we treat each other? You know? No.
So these politicians don't mean well, especially like Trump. No. That guy is against the world order.
Anyway, okay. So on a side note, Inimbo, one of my artists is going to release a song. It's going to be called Prayer. And
who funded that artist? You funded him?
Don't worry. So it's going to be called Prayer.
Mark obviously. I'm joking.
My politics.
I didn't get what you said.
I'm just joking.
What did you say, Bachand? I didn't hear.
What I'm saying, I'm joking. Side note. Ndelanda wati ninkwata artist ayefunye inimbo called Prayer.
Prayer.
Okay? Prayer. Yes. So inimbo yakaena ikali sana. So but it's going to take abantu kuyumva and to review what they're going to get from that.
Okay.
And then
number who is finding you name and the Tamil ask a question never
prayer. So
it doesn't need somebody to find somebody.
It is just the message.
Okay, message. No, but you can take it that me, I'm one of those that first ones to support that idea. And I'm one of those that will be firstly sharing it so that people can listen it and stuff to listen to it. I'll share it on my platforms and everywhere. So I have accepted that for me. Maybe others may even doubt because I know that that's a good thing. So I am there to support you, Akaland.
So no problem. I'll send it to you guys. Anyway, can we end now? I think
we can. 3 hours.
Chanda took our time.
It's the one that is yeah. It was a problem.
Mwachileta kada kabidi. You remember mwamuleta padano mbambo kula ndefisha batishiwa. So we decided to go after each other's neck. But
his answers are very, very clear.
But anyway, it's clear. Anyway, thank you very much, and we'll meet next week.
Okay.
All right. What's more than that number?
Mairo yeko kwa bora mairo banyuka so tuete mai.
Mulero sama